270 miles per hour. That's the speed at which luxury officially becomes lunacy. These are the fastest luxury cars ever built. Machines that cost more than houses yet can outrun fighter jets on takeoff. We're talking about vehicles where the air conditioning costs more than most people's entire cars, where the sound system has been engineered to perfection at speeds that would make Formula One drivers nervous. But here's the beautiful madness. These aren't stripped-down track weapons. They're opulent palaces on wheels, wrapped in hand-stitched leather and equipped with champagne chillers, all while doing speeds that defy physics and common sense. Today, we're exploring the thin line where ultimate luxury meets absolute insanity. The Bugatti Chiron Supersport 300 Plus sits at the absolute pinnacle of this rarefied air. When Bugatti decided they wanted to build the fastest luxury car ever made, they didn't mess around. This isn't just fast, it's apocalyptically quick. The numbers are almost fictional. 0 to 60 in 2.4 seconds, and a top speed that kissed 304 miles per hour during testing. That's not a typo. 304 miles per hour in a car with air conditioning, a premium sound system, and seats that cost more than most people's annual salary. Under the hood lies an 8-liter quad-turbocharged W16 engine that produces 1,479 horsepower. To put that in perspective, that's more power than most small aircraft engines. The engineering required to make this much power reliable while maintaining the refinement expected from a luxury vehicle is staggering. Every component had to be redesigned from scratch. The cooling system alone required 10 radiators to keep everything from melting into expensive metallic soup. But here's what separates the Chiron from every other fast car on the planet. You could drive this thing to a business meeting, step out looking completely composed, and nobody would guess you just experienced forces that would make astronauts nervous. The cabin is wrapped in the finest leather Bugatti's craftsmen could source, with every surface either machined from solid aluminum or hand-finished to mirror perfection. The seats adjust in 18 different ways and include massage functions because apparently, going 300 miles per hour isn't relaxing enough on its own. The McLaren Speedtail takes a completely different approach to the same impossible challenge. Where Bugatti used brute force, McLaren employed surgical precision. This car is designed around one obsession: cutting through air with the least possible resistance while maintaining the kind of luxury that justifies its $2 million price tag. The entire vehicle is sculpted like a teardrop, with every surface optimized for aerodynamic efficiency. Even the door mirrors were eliminated and replaced with cameras because traditional mirrors would create too much drag. The Speedtail's hybrid powertrain combines a 4-liter twin-turbo V8 with an electric motor to produce 1,035 horsepower. That's enough to launch this carbon fiber missile from 0 to 186 miles per hour in 12.8 seconds. The top speed is electronically limited to 250 miles per hour, but McLaren claims it could go significantly faster if they remove the restrictions. More importantly, every mile per hour comes wrapped in an interior that redefines automotive luxury. The seating arrangement is unlike anything else on 4 wheels. The driver sits in the center, with 2 passenger seats flanking them slightly behind, like a fighter jet configuration. The seats themselves are custom molded to each owner's body measurements and wrapped in leather so soft it makes silk feel rough. The dashboard is a single piece of curved glass that displays information in holographic projections. There are no physical buttons or switches. Everything is controlled through touch-sensitive surfaces that respond to the lightest contact. Koenigsegg has built their entire reputation on making cars that shouldn't be possible, and the Regera represents their most audacious attempt yet. This Swedish masterpiece produces 1,500 horsepower through a combination of a 5-liter twin-turbo V8 and 3 electric motors. But here's the truly insane part. It doesn't have a traditional transmission. Instead, Koenigsegg developed something they call the Koenigsegg Direct Drive System, which connects the engine directly to the rear wheels through a hydraulic coupling. The result is acceleration that defies physics. 0 to 60 happens in 2.8 seconds, but more impressively, the Regera can go from 0 to 186 miles per hour in 10.9 seconds. That's faster than most cars can reach half that speed. The top speed is limited to 251 miles per hour, not because the car can't go faster, but because the tires would literally disintegrate at higher speeds. Inside, the Regera feels more like a luxury yacht than a car. Every surface is either carbon fiber, aluminum, or the finest Scandinavian leather. The seats are electronically adjustable in every conceivable direction and include both heating and ventilation. The infotainment system is controlled through a 9-inch touchscreen that rises from the dashboard at the touch of a button. Even the air vents are works of art, machined from solid aluminum and designed to direct airflow with mathematical precision. The Rimac Nevera represents the future of luxury performance, and that future is terrifyingly fast. This Croatian electric hypercar produces 1,914 horsepower through 4 electric motors, one for each wheel. The performance numbers read like science fiction: 0 to 60 in 1.85 seconds, 0 to 100 in 4.3 seconds, and a top speed of 258 miles per hour. All achieved in complete silence. But the Nevera isn't just about straight-line speed. Those 4 independent motors allow for torque vectoring so precise that the car can literally rotate around its own axis. The traction control system makes thousands of calculations per second, managing each wheel independently to provide grip levels that seem to violate the laws of physics. You can launch this car on wet pavement with full throttle, and it will hook up and accelerate like it's on rails. The interior matches the otherworldly performance. The seats are sculptured from carbon fiber and wrapped in leather so supple it feels liquid. The dashboard features multiple displays that can be configured to show everything from traditional gauges to thermal imaging of the battery pack. The sound system has been tuned specifically for the cabin acoustics and includes active noise cancellation to maintain the serene silence expected from an electric vehicle. The Aston Martin Valkyrie blurs the line between road car and Formula One racer, but it does so while maintaining enough luxury features to justify its $3 million price tag. Developed in partnership with Red Bull Racing, this car features active aerodynamics that generate more downforce than the car weighs. The 6.2-liter naturally aspirated V12 engine produces over 1,000 horsepower and revs to 9,000 RPM with a sound that could wake the dead. What makes the Valkyrie special isn't just its performance, it's the way that performance is delivered. Despite being designed primarily for track use, the interior features hand-stitched leather, carbon fiber trim pieces that take weeks to manufacture, and a seating position that somehow manages to be both aggressive and comfortable. The steering wheel alone costs more than most people's cars, featuring carbon fiber construction and integrated controls for every vehicle function. The Pagani Huayra BC Roadster represents the pinnacle of Italian automotive artistry. Every component is handcrafted by artisans who treat each car like a sculpture. The 7-liter twin-turbo V12 produces 791 horsepower, which might seem modest compared to some entries on this list. But the Huayra weighs less than most compact cars thanks to extensive use of carbon fiber and advanced composites. The interior is where Pagani truly shines. Every surface is either carbon fiber woven in patterns that take days to complete, or leather so perfectly finished it looks like liquid mercury. The gear shifter is machined from a solid block of aluminum and weighs more than some car engines. The seats are custom molded to each owner and feature heating, cooling, and massage functions operated through controls that look like they belong in a spaceship.